Hey guys, I saw how well my obscure General Motors trucks video did, and I realized some of you guys might want a part 2. So I did some research, and here are 5 more obscure General Motors trucks. But before the video starts, I just wanted to take a minute to thank you guys for all the support I've been getting on my channel lately. I've been seeing all the nice comments, and I want you guys to know that it means so much to me. So without further ado, thanks again, and let's get into the video. GMC Sprint. The GMC Sprint was a rebadged Chevrolet El Camino that was sold at GMC truck dealers mainly in the United States and Canada for 2 generations from 1971 to 1987. These were originally built on the General Motors A platform, but were switched to the G platform when the A platform switched to front-wheel drive. It was offered in standard and custom trims. Since this truck was just a rebadged El Camino, it got the same engine and transmissions. Some of the engine choices were the 454 and 402 big block V8 engines, as well as a 250 cubic inch OHV inline 6 that was only available on the standard model. The 6 made 110 horsepower and the big block 454 made 365. These could be ordered back in the day with 3 or 4 speed synchro mesh manual transmissions, as well as a turbo hydromatic 3-speed automatic. There was also an SP package that was equivalent to the SS model on the El Camino. The SP package was only available on the custom trim, and it had engine options from the 350 cubic inch 4-barrel V8 to the LS5 454 big block. It's pretty interesting that General Motors made a rebadge of the El Camino, and they would actually do this again a while later with the GMC Caballero. Hummer H3T. This was a mid-sized pickup truck made by Hummer during the 2009 to 2010 model years. The Hummer H3 and H3T were intended to be more affordable versions of the larger Hummer H2 and H2 SUT. The H3T had a 5-foot bed with built-in storage boxes. The trim levels this truck came in were Adventure, Standard, Luxury, and Alpha. Some standard features you could get with this truck were keyless entry, power windows and door locks, 4-wheel drive, a leather-wrapped steering wheel, air conditioning, and a 5-speed manual transmission, although you also had the option of a 4-speed automatic. For engine options, the truck came standard with a 3.7-liter inline-5 gasoline engine, which made about 242 horsepower and 241 pound-foot of torque. However, there was a 5.3-liter Vortec V8 gasoline engine, which made 300 horsepower and 320 pound-foot of torque that could be had with the Alpha trim level only. As you can see, the yearly sales were pretty low, with the H3T's best-selling year being 2009, with only 2,046 being sold. The total amount of H3Ts sold for all model years was only 2,738, so they are pretty rare today. Ultimately, this truck and all other Hummer models would be discontinued with the demise of the Hummer brand in 2010. Chevrolet LUV. The Chevrolet LUV, or Light Utility Vehicle, was a compact pickup truck that was sold in North America for 2 generations from 1972 to 1982. The first and second generation LUVs were sold as rebadged Isuzu Faster pickups that were made for the US market. The truck debuted in the US with a 1.8-liter single overhead cam 4-cylinder gasoline engine which made 75 horsepower and 88 pound-foot of torque. It had a 6-foot bed and 4-speed manual or 3-speed automatic transmissions. A few years after production began, a 4-wheel drive option would become available. This system even featured an independent front suspension, so it did pretty good off-road. The second generation of the LUV started with the 4-wheel drive system from the previous generation. This time, there was a 3-speed automatic transmission as well as a 2.2 diesel inline 4 engine, which got the new LUV a 44 miles per gallon highway rating. Sales of the LUV would stop in North America after the 1988 model year. However, the LUV would still be sold for another 2 generations in Chile and other parts of South America until 2012. Chevrolet S10 Cameo. The Cameo package for the Chevrolet S10 was introduced in 1989 and would continue to be produced until 1991. This truck is very similar to the GMC Sonoma GT, which I covered in part 1 of this video. The Cameo package was only offered on rear-wheel drive S10s and had a lot of new exterior features that differentiated it from the standard S10. Some of these features were integrated fog lights, a new front bumper, a new valance that replaced the rear bumper, wheel flares, and a sportier suspension. It also came with steel rally wheels that had black center caps and trim rings, as well as power steering. There was also a Cameo EL, or Economy Leader package, which was the cheaper option that only came with new front and rear bumpers. The Cameo package could be had in 3 colors, those being Apple Red, Frost White, and Midnight Black. Under the hood was a 4.3-liter V6 that made 160 horsepower and that was paired with a 5-speed manual transmission, but it could also be optioned with an automatic transmission. On the interior, the Cameo got things like bucket seats, power windows, and power door locks. The total production number for the Cameo is just 878, while the total amount of Cameo ELs made is significantly higher at 3,195. I think this is a pretty cool looking package, and it's for sure a rare truck. Chevrolet 454 SS. And for the last entry on this list, we have yet another Chevrolet truck. The 454 SS was a special version of the 4th gen Chevrolet CK pickup that was produced for 3 model years from 1990 to 1993. This truck was a high-performance 1/2-ton 1500 CK that got many of its design elements from the Sport Equipment package, which came out just a year prior. Some of the exterior features you got with this truck were body color bumpers and mirrors, 454 SS bedside decals, a monochromatic black exterior, and a gloss black grille with red trim badging. You also got things like an upgraded suspension and special Bilstein shocks. On the interior, there was Silverado trim, as well as model-specific interior colors and bucket seats. As was in the name, this truck was powered by Chevy's 7.4-liter 454 big block V8 engine, which made 230 horsepower and 385 pound-foot of torque. The transmission was a 3-speed turbo-hydromatic automatic transmission. This truck could also be had in both the SEP side or fleet side beds, as well as 2 or 4-wheel drive. Performance specs were pretty good for the time, with the 454 SS hitting 60 miles per hour in about 7.1 seconds and going on to a top speed of 120 miles per hour. Interestingly, there was also a 350 SS model, which was pretty much the same. The only real difference from what I could tell is that this one had a 350 cubic inch V8 engine. The total production number of this truck was 16,953. This truck is very cool and is certainly uncommon to see today. And that is part 2 of my 5 obscure GM trucks video. One thing I wanted to point out was that when I covered the GMC Sierra C3 in part 1 of this video, I for some reason kept calling it the C squared. So I'm sorry about that. I think I was getting it mixed up with cubed and I was calling it the wrong thing, so I'll try not to make that mistake again. With that out of the way, make sure to let me know what you'd like to see on this channel next. I think my next video is going to be a part 2 of the Ford Special Edition video, since I saw a few people requesting that I make a part 2 for that video. Make sure to like and subscribe if you want to see more of these, and that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.